American nationals have free right to travel. Part 3. The claim and exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime. Miller v. U.S. 230 F. 486, 489. And there can be no sanction or penalty imposed upon one because of this exercise of constitutional rights. Snerer v. Cullen, 481 F. 946. Streets and highways are established and maintained for the purpose of travel and transportation by the public. Such travel may be for business or pleasure. The use of the highways for the purpose of travel and transportation is not a mere privilege, but a common and fundamental right of which the public and the individual cannot be rightfully deprived. Chicago Motor Coach v. Chicago, 169 NE 22. Ligare v. Chicago, 28 Northeast 934. Boon v. Clark, 214 SSW 607. 25 Am.Jur. First, Highways Sect. 163. And the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon, either by horse-drawn carriage or by automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city can prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thompson v. Smith, 154 SE 579. So we can see that a citizen has a right to travel upon the public highways by automobile, and the citizen cannot be rightfully deprived of his liberty. So where does the misconception that the use of the public road is always and only a privilege come from? For while a citizen has the right to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon, that right does not extend to the use of the highways, either in whole or in part, as a place for private gain. For the latter purpose, no person has a vested right to use the highways of the state, but is a privilege or a license which the legislature may grant or withhold at its discretion. State v. Johnson, 243 p. 1073. Hadfield, Supra. Cummins v. Holmes, 155 p. 171. Packard v. Banton, 44 Est. Ct. 256. And other cases too numerous to mention. Here the court held that a citizen has the right to travel upon the public highways, but that he did not have the right to conduct business upon the highways. On this point of law, all authorities are unanimous. Heretofore the court has held, and we think correctly, that while a citizen has the right to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon, that right does not extend to the use of the highways, either in whole or in part, as a place of business for private gain. Barney v. Board of Railroad Commissioners, 17 p.2d82. Willis v. Buck, 263 p. L. 982. And the right of the citizen to travel upon the highway and to transport his property thereon, in the ordinary course of life and business, differs radically and obviously from that of one who makes the highway his place of business for private gain in the running of a stagecoach or omnibus. State v. City of Spokane, 186 p. 864. What is this right of the citizen which differs so radically and obviously from one who uses the highway as a place of business? Who better to enlighten us than Justice Tolman of the Supreme Court of Washington State? In State v. City of Spokane, Supra, the court also noted a very radical and obvious difference, but went on to explain just what the difference is. The former is the usual and ordinary right of the citizen, a common right to all, while the latter is special, unusual, and extraordinary. And this distinction, elementary and fundamental in character, is recognized by all the authorities. State v. City of Spokane, Supra. This position does not hang precariously upon only a few cases, but has been proclaimed by an impressive array of cases ranging from the state courts to the federal courts. Continued in Part 4 of this series.